All right, guys. So what I'm going to do, this is actually the first Q&A that we're going to do from Instagram on our YouTube. So bear with me. We haven't done one of these in quite a bit. So I'm going to go through a few of the questions I got on Instagram today and just kind of give a more detailed, answer to it. We're going to try to do this every week on Monday. It's late on Monday right now, so you guys probably won't see this until tomorrow, which will be Tuesday. But let's get started. So, first question is Canine Street League, which is our professional sport, will be able to be in Europe. The goal is to get Canine Street League uh, started in Europe sometime next year, maybe mid next year. But first, we got to get our stateside trials rolling, at least get a couple of them next year. And then also expand into the Southern Americas, which is like Ecuador and Mexico City, where I have Juan and Jean, who are our directors out there. So we got to get them rolling, and then we'll go on to new territory. But with Street League, the main thing is we want to make sure that we are, we're growing, but we want to kind of stabilize everything first before we grow too fast, because it is essentially, it's a big company, and a lot to deal with. So we want to make sure we're growing accordingly and taking our time and making sure that we are, setting up Street League for success and setting up everybody who's involved in Street League for success. And we can't really do that if we just kind of just like go fast and just throw a bunch of trials, just throw trials. As Katie Matthews has said before, our trials are not really trials; they're more like events. You get thousands of people there, vendors, sponsors, all these things that happen. So with Street League, we're definitely going to take our time and grow it. I guess grow it as fast as we can that ensures the quality. All right. On the same Street League thread, next the other question is when will Street League or the next Street League event in LA? We're not going to be on the West Coast probably until 2026. We are going to be in Plant City, Florida at John Canine's February 1st and 2nd of the 2025. And then more than likely towards fall, we'll be up in New York over at Tom Davis's place in upstate New York. Another question is it's not about Street League. Is plans for a restock on our vest. So if you guys haven't seen, or if you haven't been following us, or you're just popping up, this is all popping up on YouTube for you. If you go to primalcanine.com, we have a store where we actually sell training vests, training tools, like the little reward toys. We have everything. We also do like events. You can buy tickets to our events that are on there as well, plus a lot of different merchandising like T-shirts and whatnot. To answer your question, yes, we do have plans to restock the vest. It will be a different style. I'm gonna redesign it, make some some things some things I liked about it, and some things I felt that we could improve on. So we're gonna do a redesign here that I'm gonna draw up pretty soon. We're also gonna add in skirts, a training skirts, and then a new colorway on some of the reward toys. So stay tuned for that. Let's see. Best method to train a bark and hold. So if you're not familiar with the bark and hold, it's when the dog comes up to the helper or decoy, however you want to name it, and the dog essentially is barking at the decoy in a specific cadence. I train the bark and hold in a variety of different ways. I've learned it in a variety of different ways. I learned it on a platform. I learned it through drive transitioning. The most recent one I taught was, or not, it's not the most recent one, but one way I've taught, that's kind of like a newer way that I've taught it, was through play with a dog I had named Zilla. And what I did is I taught him through frustration to bark, 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 bark in order to start the exercise. And then I kind of changed it instead of an activation to barking to get a toy. And what I would do is I'd kind of have the toy behind me, and Zilla would kind of bark up. And he would get really close to your face and just bark and jump up like nice and high. And I really liked that bark and hold style. So what I did is I created a name for it and then marked it every single time he would jump up and in cadence, obviously. So bark, 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 and then I would reward him with the toy, and then I would put the same kind of toy in a decoy's hand, and do the same thing over and over until we transition it to a sleeve, and then we transition it to a suit. So I started with play in this last one, but I've done a variety of different ways. And I think I'm going to kind of stick with the play version for it for now, at least. Let's see. Another question is beginner decoy classes. So, beginner decoy classes, pretty much all of the programs that we do are suited for all levels. I'm a huge advocate in continuously learning or even learning things that you think you may already know. We want to make sure that we are because the way that everyone learns in a different way fashion for the most part. So especially with dog training, sharing different theories, different applications, people can be saying the same thing, but it all sounds different, if that makes any sense. So all of our decoy training starts from A and goes through Z for the most part, especially in the Puppy to Predator series, which we're going to be doing again here next year. So we will be having more decoy courses at our facility, and we'll also be including the ground game courses as well too. So we'll have a variety of different ones. Let's see. So here's another good question, and this is probably where I'll end it for the first one we do. Do you look for different things in different breeds when picking a dog for protection? I personally look for the same thing in like any breed of dog. If I'm looking for protection, whether it be personal, whether it be sport, or particular sport, I'm looking for the same exact things no matter what the breed is. I'm looking for a confident dog, a resilient dog, a dog with a lot of drive, kind of that personality, just a confident, calm dog that has that like presence. And it's hard to kind of describe it. You kind of just know it when you see it, type of a thing. And no matter what the breed is, like I get it. People want to like kind of like go, oh, it's off breeds and herders and all this other stuff. To me, I've been doing this for so long that like it doesn't really, whether it's an off breed, whether it's a herder, whether it may be a dog is essentially a dog to me. And if you've trained long enough, if you understand dogs and you understand specific behavioral traits and you have enough tools in your toolbox and you've learned a variety of different ways, you can just kind of mix and match methods and theories and apply it to each individual dog. But for the most part, when I'm looking for a protection dog, like again, whether it's sport, personal, or whatnot, law enforcement, whatever it may be, I'm still looking for the same exact qualities: resilience, confidence, drive, the biddability aspect of things, and just a dog that you can just feel when you see it. But yeah, guys, this is the first Q&A. Please feel free, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments, and that way I can include them on our next Q&A. And again, I'm gonna try to do this every week. So if you guys like this, please comment, ask questions in the comments, even if it's based on anything you've heard today or whenever you watch this. Like, subscribe, share, and yeah, guys, more to come.